Hi, I'm Kendall, and welcome to Agape Church. We hope you enjoy this message from our Sunday service.
There's so much to community. There's so much to accepting each other, accepting who we are, believing that God has something truly special in store for each and every one of us. I think so often, as we're on this journey, we get hit, and we get hit pretty hard. I like to call those storms. And what I love about storms is God's so good, he actually gives us visuals. I don't know if you know that, but when a storm comes and it's pouring, you think it's not going to stop. You think you can't get out of it. And it's the same with our life. Whatever storm you're in right now, maybe it's a good season. Ride that wave, because there's going to be a battle coming up. And I always love the term of just be battle ready. Just be ready for it, right? Anticipate. Be on this journey, because I know one thing, Mo and I, we couldn't do this life, this journey, without the right people around us. Because I know when I'm down, I got a homie that's going to lift me up. That's how community should be. When somebody's down, we better be lifting people up. You having a good day? Please shoot somebody a text and say, how are you? Just thinking about you. Hope you have a good day. I will tell you this, when I get those texts, it does wonders. Wonders, especially if it's my wife. And she says, I'll see you tonight. No one's laughing. Like, come on, y'all, I'm married. Get with the program here. When you're married, it better be fun. You better start enjoying your life. Those of you that are single, sucks to be you. I shouldn't say that, but shouldn't use those words. It's a bummer to be you. Bummer to be you. Just joking. It is great. There's a lot of freedom in it. But my wife and I, we just got back from Oklahoma. How many of you guys have been to Oklahoma? Yeah. Okay, we got some. Oklahoma, beautiful place. So Monica's dad lives out there, and he's a rancher. And my son, Hudson, who's 5, just turned 5 in February. And he's obsessed with John Deeres, like obsessed. And I'm like, bro, how do you get to that point? We live in the city. I know nothing about John Deeres. I know they're green, and that's it. And they got some wheels on it. I don't even know what they do. Daddy, that's a tractor. That's a bulldozer. I'm like, they're the same. No, they're not, Dad. They're not the same. So we just got back from Oklahoma. I have 3 kids. So he's our middle one. And then I have an older daughter. Her name's Taylor, and she's amazing. She's going to be 14, which is not amazing, because she's going into high school. And everything that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? And then Lou is almost 3. She'll be 3 at the end of the month, July 28th. So we just took off there and had a good trip. But I'll tell you what, it's so good to be home. You know, you anticipate, and you're like, so good to get away. Man, it's going to be awesome. And then last day, you're like, man, I don't want to go, but I miss my bed. Like, just the coming home. And that's where I, like, every Sunday, come back to bonus day. I just get refreshed, because I get to see you guys. And it just fires me up. And I love it so much. So as I was just processing the last couple weeks, I thought about this thing called just being great. You hear it all the time on ESPN, greatness. And I thought about it, and I'm thinking, and I'm processing from my lens, and I know greatness is different for each and every one of us, and that's an incredible thing, and I think that's how God wired us, right? I think it's so special, because each and every one of us has a purpose and a plan that's already laid out for us, which he designed us to go on. And that's why I love just being with a variety of people. And as you look around, we got a great group. We got a good group of people who so different, but yet we're here for one common thing, which is Jesus. And as I was thinking about just this whole greatness thing, I thought about like job, like the career path, the people that we call great. And then I also thought about like within our schools. And then I thought about also sports, because sports, there's this debate on ESPN all the time, is LeBron the greatest or is Michael Jordan the greatest? And I'm like, bro, there's no comparison. My opinion, MJ forever is the greatest. What? You guys are, a lot of you are too young. You don't even know who Michael Jordan is. Watch a full game, you'll be blown away. The greatest. We could, agree to disagree, I'm right. But this whole like term of just greatness. And I think we go down the rabbit trail over and over again within our own personal life. And we don't really talk about this to anyone, but deep down inside, we don't know what greatness really means for us. And we struggle with it because we're so determined, especially as a culture, to get to the spot where you finally arrive and you're the greatest. It's interesting about LeBron. I think a lot of us just assume he's a beast. He came into the league straight from high school. He was the man. He was the real deal. But, bro, he's working at it, and he's been given a gift that he's utilizing. And I think so often in my life and in this journey, and as I look around and I see us, I wonder, what does greatness truly mean? And I think we go back and forth as a culture, but I want to look at it from a standpoint of knowing Jesus. I think we're prone as followers of Jesus to always want to be the greatest. Can we agree? No one likes to be second best. Raise your hand if you like being second best. Ain't nobody raising their hand. We all want to be first. And I remember growing up, I used to play basketball since I was like 5. Played club sports and all that jazz. But I remember as I was playing club, this was my 6th grade year, that summer, you would play kind of the same teams within the state of Arizona. And there was this one team we used to play. I forget the dude's name. He was really good. But his mom was in the stands every time in the stands. And I always knew she was there because I could hear her voice. It doesn't matter what was called, kept saying, "That's not a foul. What are you looking at, ref?" And I promise you, every single game she got kicked out. It was incredible. But I thought about it. I'm like, looking out there, I'm like, dang, you are that passionate about this? I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. Come to find out, it's her son, right? And I'm like, man, I will never be that parent. I will never be that parent that stands up and is just like, "That's my boy. He's number one. That's my girl. She's number one." Fast forward, I'm a parent now. You all know how dramatic I am. I'm up and down. Yep, just like the sun. Up, down. Every day, I'm up and down. My daughter, she started volleyball. This was, I want to say, it was like the last semester of school or something like this. And she's never played. She's been into like dance. This is my oldest one. Been into dance, been into she likes choir, theater stuff, but she wanted to play volleyball. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So we signed her up for like a rec league. It was like not competitive at all, right? Not competitive at all. It is what it is, and I'm just proud of her. I'm like, dang, girl, go get it. Like, you really want to do this? You've never played volleyball in your life. Yeah. I said, you're going to be the best. I tell my kids that all the time. You're the best. And so we get out there, and it's the first game, and I'm like, I try to I'm not going to be that parent. Sure enough, she gets up to swing, to serve, and I'm like, go, you got it. You got it. Like, I stand up, I don't care. Like, I don't care what people think. I'm that dude. And I'm yelling, and I'm just like, yes, you are the best. You got this. Come on, girl. Doesn't go over the net. You're still the best. We're still winning this thing, right? The things you do, the things you do, you are the greatest. You got this, girl. You got it. Come on. Next time. You got it. Next time. And it's interesting because I look around, some of the parents they're looking at their cell phones, and I'm like, dang, I'm a good parent. It's like, it is what it is. Yeah, your daughter hit it over, but yes, you didn't see it. My daughter didn't hit it over, and I'm cheering. I'm her biggest fan. Biggest fan. And I think about this term, greatness, right? What if my daughter hit it over? Isn't that great? What if she doesn't? She's still great. And I thought of this term because in our culture, everyone's trying to be first. And in fact, we actually try in some weird areas. And I think we think this is like a 21st century thing, but I'm going to open up some scripture and tell you it's not. This happened back in the day. You got your Bible? Let's turn to Mark. If you're new to this space, I'm all over the place. I should be a rapper. That sounds good, huh? We're going to go Mark 9. Mark 9. I think so often it's hard to associate with We say back then. Yeah, that was back then. Man, God knew what he was doing. His design, his perfect plan. What the Bible is, if you're new to this space called church, the Bible's a love story about you and how deeply in love Jesus is with you. That's all it is. Mark 9:33. And I love how Jesus, his choice of words, the way he maneuvered, the people he loved. Man, can we get more of Jesus in us? Can we focus more on Jesus instead of what we're not? Instead of our sins? Because I'll tell you this, a lot of times we're so focused, especially followers of Jesus, of not sinning that we forget who the sin deliverer is. So if we just lift our eyes a little bit above the sin and the struggles within us, you'll see Jesus is there and he'll say, I'll accomplish it. I'll take care of it. And in fact, you are great. In fact, I love who you are. Mark 9:33. If you're there, say, I'm there. Man, we're getting better. We're getting better. Here we go. They came to Capernaum when he was in the house. He asked them, what were you arguing on the road? So they've been traveling a distance. They've been traveling a lot. And whenever you see the red letters, that means Jesus is speaking. It says, but they kept quiet because on the way they were arguing about who was the greatest. ESPN. Dun, 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 dun. Sitting down, Jesus called the 12 and said, he says this, the 12 are the 12 closest people around him, okay? 12 people around him. They knew Jesus very, very, very well, okay? You need to know that. They knew who Jesus was. They ran with Jesus. You got to look at it as like your close-knit group of friends that just know you, who know you. And then he said this. And then Jesus says, if anyone wants to be first, he must be the very last and the servant of all. I'm going to say that again. If anyone wants to be first, he must be the very last and the servant of all. That does not sound like something we want to go after. We want to be the first and we want others to serve us. When in fact, to be first, you shall be last and you will serve everyone around you. He goes on and he says this. It says, he took a look at a child and had him stand among them. Taking him in his arms, he said to them, whoever welcomes one of these little children in my name welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me does not welcome me, but the one who sent me. They dealt with the same stuff we're dealing with today. And I think so often us as believers, our closest friends, we are so zoned in on who we aren't instead of who we are. And we're so focused on the one beside us that we forget the path to greatness that Jesus has called us to. I'll take an amen for that. I like it. I want to say this. I think oftentimes, me included, I fall short of this. I actually forget the path to greatness. I actually forget what that path looks like. And I think so often we look at the inside us and we're struggling because we want to be something and we know we're called to something, but yet we're doing another thing that we weren't actually called to because we have decided that this is the path to greatness. See, I will tell you this because I could testify to this journey on our lives, my wife and I and our kids. Man, every single time I've had like a dream or like a goal, it's always been squashed. Every single time. And I'll tell you why the path was wrong. The path was the way we wanted to see it instead of the way God wanted to see it. See, I think oftentimes it's the journey that matters. So many of us can't trust the process. We want the end result now. But if you just stay put and follow the journey, the path that only God has prepared for you, see, we're all on a journey, and he's designed it for just you, not the person beside you. But so often we look to the right, to the left, and forget the path that was designed. Greatness, what does it look like for each and every one of us? It's interesting. We went on another trip a couple weeks back, but this time we didn't fly, we drove. Have you ever driven with kids? hot mess. It's a hot mess. Hudson just, his surroundings, he knows where he is. He knows like where we're going. He could tell you, yeah, there's a stoplight coming up. Please stop. And it's like, bro, you're 5. I'm driving. Zip it. But we took a road trip to California, and literally, as a parent, you know. If you're not a parent, you will know, because I'm telling you. We are literally probably 15 minutes down the road. And guess what Hudson said? Da-da. I'm like, oh, I know what you're going to say. He said, hey, are we there yet? And I look back, I'm like, I'm not going to answer him. I'm going to avoid it. I'm just going to avoid it, right? Like, because I know what I need to say, but I'm just going to avoid it, see if he says it again. We keep going. Dad! Don't say anything for a little bit. Dad, you heard me. I said, yeah, what's up, Hud? Are we there yet? Bro, at this point, I'm like, oh my word. Bro, no, we'll be there in 5 hours. What's 5 hours, Dad? I'm like, oh my word. Can we go back home already? That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, Hudson. I'm like, yeah, bro, just turn on your iPad. Don't know why you're 5 and you have your own iPad, but you do. Turn on your iPad, put your headphones on, just chill. We're going to get this. Because if you keep asking this, Presley Lou's going to ask it, and when she starts asking, it's 10 times after 10 times after 10 times. Dad, when we there yet? When we there yet? It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're saying, and you're bothering Mom and I. We're trying to have a pleasant time. We just, and literally, it wasn't until we made our first stop where everybody could get out of the car, everybody could use the restroom, grab a drink, just refresh a little bit, get some fresh air. We got back in the car, and everything was okay. It caught me off guard. When you think about it, the journey, it's like you're anticipating, you're so fired up, but then literally, maybe you got this path that God has revealed to you, you're on it for literally 2 days, and you question it. Don't we all do it? Am I the only one? But you know that it's a process. You know that you need to embrace, Isaiah says this all the time, embrace the process. Because the process is actually the end goal. Did you get that? That's a note taker right there. I jacked it from Isaiah. But so often we forget, we always want to ask God, are we there yet? Am I great? Am I doing enough for you, God? Am I reading my Bible enough for you? Am I loving you enough that you can actually love me back? Bad theology, but we all believe it. God, am I, like, are we there yet? Like, do I finally arrive to being good enough? Am I good enough right now? God, do I need to do more? Do I need to serve my church more? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Do I need to serve my community? What do I need? Do I need to go overseas? What? I just want to be closer to you, God. I want to be great like you. Here's the deal. Your greatness has nothing to do with what you do. Your greatness has everything to do with who you are. It's already done. We all are striving. It's like, man, I just want to be great like Jesus. Newsflash, you never will be. You're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to rest in his grace. He has graced each and every one of us with a lane that we don't deserve, but we've been given. So grab it and run full steam ahead. If nobody's coming with you, keep going because people are going to jump on. He'll bring you the right people at just the right time. I love our community so much because this is something we embrace. We embrace this wholeheartedly. I don't care what you did last night, but you're here. God's forgiving grace is new every single day. Every single day. And the moment he created you, you were called to greatness. The moment. So don't ever doubt, am I doing the right thing? Am I not? Will you just get closer to who he is? Will you just accept who he has called you to be? And within that, you are called to greatness. It's actually kind of simple, but it's not. Because so often we want to do our own thing. So often we think that this path that God's designed us on, maybe it's not the right one. Or maybe you're like Hudson and you jumped ship way too soon. So now you got to take the long way around. Don't jump ship. Get closer to him. The more you see who Jesus is for who he is, the more you will see what he's prepared for you. I'm going to close, and this is a miracle. We got 4 minutes left. Yeah, stand up. Here we go. I hope this was encouraging to you. I believe with all my heart that this is a love story. This is a journey. Band, come on up. This is a journey that we're all on. But here's the thing. We're all on our own unique grace journey. But as a whole, it all comes together. If you don't do what you're designed to do, it hurts all of us. It really does. Because we're a community. God has this special, unique plan for each and every one of us. And as a whole, man, can you imagine what we could do in this city? I see it. I see what you can do. I see what you can do. I see what you're already doing. And I'll let you know that in the shadows is where it's at. It's crazy because I heard this a long time ago. I forget who said it to me. But what you do in the shadows will always be revealed in the light. That's right. It always does. You can fake this following Jesus thing, but your light will shine bright. His light will shine bright in all the areas that you think you are flawed, that you think you are imperfect. God is using those areas. He is using what you think is a weakness for his glory. He will take the thing you least like about yourself, and we all got it, called insecurities. Next time that pops up, smack it in the face and do opposite of what it says. Whenever fear creeps up, you got to know who it's from. It is not from Jesus. It's from Satan himself. I think fear just holds us back. This journey that we are on, man, I just love being on this with you guys. I love the fact that we could come together flawed. We could walk through these doors broken. There's just power in it, right? Because he's never called us to that. In fact, greatness isn't that, right? Greatness is him who is living in us. We have a saying here, we don't live towards grace, we live from it. Two different things. We're going to sing a song, we're going to close out, and we're going to go have some fun. 4th of July, embrace 4th of July. Embrace what it means. Be safe. And please just take some time out of that day just to reflect on what it means for our country, what it means for each and every one of us. I'm so grateful. We are pumped. We're excited for summer to end because it's hot. But these journeys, the seasons that we're on, man, I'm just so excited for what's to come. But let's embrace what we have today. As you leave today, Monica's going to do some announcements. But as you leave today, can you just go tell somebody, have a good week? And if you don't have their number, get their number and just shoot them a text this week. I want to be the kindest group of people ever. Kindness kills everything, by the way. Kindness is such a great thing. It is awesome. It's incredible. It's what people remember. Let's pray. God, we're so grateful.
For listening to our Sunday message. You are loved and you belong. We'll see you next week.